Yeah, it started just like any other day, just trying to make a clean cut and fresh board. But a few inches in, the blade started climbing. Oh my gosh, the blade is toast. So what happened? Why is this blade toast? Well, stick around because we're going to go back to yesterday and find out exactly how this all went wrong. Oh yeah, and then there's the gas cans. Welcome back to A Farm West of Boring, where life is anything but boring. Today I'm back on the mill, turning some rough slabs and a reclaimed beam into useful boards for our new garden shed. I started by sorting through some first slabs that I'd cut earlier. Some of them had quite a bit of sapwood on the edges, but the centers were pretty solid. I stood a couple of the slabs up vertically and trimmed off the sapwood, then sliced off a couple of really nice 6-inch wide boards. So there's some siding boards I just edged up. Those will make nice siding. I like going 1 inch or a little bit over 1 inch for siding because the boards don't tend to warp or cup once you get them on there. This is what I've got to cut up for Jonah. And this one I'm a little bit worried about some metal. So let's get the metal finder. I wonder if its battery's charged up. Okay, so we got that turned on. So let's go ahead and there's a nail. Check it out. Little nail. Nail, or it might be a staple. Okay, so we're clear there. Okay, so I think we're pretty clear. Okay, we've got that on there, and we're going to go. There's a little bit of a twist in here, so I am going to take off about 1/2 inch. Take off 1/2 inch, and then we'll go down 5 from there. So set that to 0. Go down. There's 3/8. Let's go back up to 3/8. Let's see what that looks like. Actually, the beam I'm trying to match is actually about 4 7/8. So if I actually go 5 1/16, that'll be pretty close. Okay, so here is where it starts getting a little bit sketchy. I decided to lay the cut boards down flat on the bunks, and I'm going to set the height to try to get it to take off just the paint. So I'm just trying to take off maybe a 32nd of an inch or a 1/8 of an inch, something like that. Okay, I'm going to try that. Okay, so I guess that's not low enough, so I'm going to have to adjust it down just a little bit. Okay, got to go down a little bit more. There, that seems to be working a little bit better. Nope, I've got to take a little bit more off. Okay, so maybe this will work. Oh boy, looks like it's starting to burn a little bit. Check out my Gustaf-Guard there. I always use that to make sure that my blade isn't going to run into a log stop. That just isn't working the way I'd like it to. Okay, so I've lowered it again a little bit more. I'm going to try it again, but I don't know if this is going to work or not. No, this just isn't going to work. I'm going to have to go back and try something different. I gotta take that other one off. That's making me ride funny. So I took the one board off, and then I put a piece of 1 inch by 6 inch board in there to space it out. No, that doesn't seem to be much better. Okay, so I've lowered it a little bit more, and we're going to try this, run a full run. Well, that's not any improvement, but I guess I'm going to have to live with what I've got. So we'll just continue on and maybe flip this thing over. Looks like there's some sparks coming here, but didn't show any metal. Okay, so I've turned it over, and we're going to try this side here, see if it works. However, I'm not really sure. No, No, that's not going to work. Okay, so I've lowered it even more, and I'm going to try this, but it doesn't seem to be taking off any more paint than the first time, but let's go ahead and run it through. Okay, let's lower it one more time. Ooh, oh boy, there's some smoke coming off of that thing. Well, there's not really any improvement on this thing, but oh boy, this thing is really starting to smoke. Boy, burning the thing up here. But I didn't start a fire. Get the gasoline out of here. And fire extinguisher. I decided to open up these doors and make sure that there's no flames or fire inside. I think I may end up having to put a new blade on here. I think I will call it quits for today. And I can see that thing open. There we go. Yeah, that thing was smoking. It was burning. It's probably not the best thing to do with that. Got myself a 5 by 3.5. That's about what I need. So I think that'll work. Load it up, some of these siding boards, and we'll head up to the garden shed. Thanks for coming along today on this little journey on a hot Oregon day here in the sawmill shed. A nice little breeze makes it a little cooler, so really appreciate it. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't subscribed already, and then hit the notifications bell, and also give us a thumbs up. Appreciate that. Bye.